When the economy is in crisis, central banks take centre stage.
Central banks are charged with keeping prices stable, keeping prices stable.
You serious?
I wanted to start by asking you about the Japanese economy because we've seen a pretty strong growth streak.
Yeah.
What happens next? What's your forecast?
Working long hours is a way of life in Japan, so much so that some occasionally die from it.
You see, in the last 8 quarters, the Japanese economy recorded positive growth in every quarter, and the average growth rate in the last 8 quarters is close to 2%.
A culture of extreme overwork, oftentimes to the point of complete exhaustion and even death.
Japan has some of the longest working hours in the world. Nearly a quarter of Japanese companies have their employees work more than 80 hours of overtime per month. Today, Japan's corporate culture is driven by the so-called salaryman. The salaryman is defined by his loyalty to his company. Inside Japan's corporations, the culture emphasizes the success of a company as a whole to be more important than any single individual.
The salaryman is...
The company is your family.
Your family.
The Federal Reserve.
The European Central Bank.
The Bank of Japan.
The Federal Reserve.
Japan's economy is in danger, and in order to maintain its massive size, Japan needs to put in the hours.
Japanese phenomenon of karoshi, or death from overwork. Grieving father Sekigawa says while Americans work overtime to get ahead, Japanese work extreme overtime because they are forced to.
Corporate sector enjoys historic high level of profit. Corporate sector enjoys historic high level of profit.
Yep, the cost of living crisis has been cruel to just about everyone but the banks.
Bank of Japan increasingly an outlier by sticking to rock-bottom interest rates.
Japan is dealing with a labor crisis. Its population is aging fast, and its birth rate is in decline.
I have directed Secretary Connolly to suspend temporarily the convertibility of the dollar into gold. Let me lay to rest the bugaboo of what is called devaluation. If you want to buy a foreign car or take a trip abroad, market conditions may cause your dollar to buy slightly less. But if you are among the overwhelming majority of Americans who buy American-made products in America, your dollar will be worth just as much tomorrow as it is today. Who buy American-made products in America, American-made product, American-made product.
The Federal Reserve.
The European Central Bank.
The Bank of Japan.
The Federal Reserve.
Japan is just a more extreme example of what's happening everywhere. The salarymen are in a way like a corporate soldier, but we're all headed in the same direction. Japan is just already there and in an extreme fashion.
There's no earthly way of knowing
He's singing.
Which direction we are going. Is it raining? Is it snowing? Is a hurricane a-blowing? Not a speck of light is showing, so the danger must be growing. Are the fires of hell a-glowing? Is the grisly reaper mowing? Yes! The danger must be growing, for the rowers keep